How's it going, YouTube? It's your boy Ron. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Leaf Green. In the last episode, we had cleared the Rocket hideout, defeated Giovanni. He had given us the slip scope that will go ahead and let us complete the Pokemon Tower, because in today's episode, we are going to be reaching the summit to go ahead and see what's going on up there. And I'll admit, today will be a slightly smaller episode than normal. There are just a couple things I want to finish up here, because I will go ahead and state right off the bat that in the next episode, we will be going ahead and taking on Gym Leader 4 to grab Badge 4 against Erika, because now should be about time, and with everything that we're going to be doing, we should be more than prepared. We've got a lot of level ups going on, and of course, these are going to be a lot more filler battles as well, just because we are cleaning out the last few floors of the Pokemon Tower, and we should be all set to go, because before we weren't, but now, especially with 3 Beaks helping out, he will be immense in our next battle. So everything is coming into play, assuming, okay, not every single thing is going according to plan, but I will say majority of the things are doing pretty well for us. 3 Beaks is very close to evolution, and also Jolt is going to be becoming a Jolteon very soon. Do want to see how that plays out a little bit more, but at least 3 Beaks should be getting an evolution right. Oh wait, I forgot about the curse. Okay, so not yet. I will go ahead and just have Jolteon now get, or Eevee, excuse me, get some XP. Dig's not going to be useful. Abilities are still a thing I have to keep in mind. I'm still somewhat more used to the first 2 gens of the game, so I sometimes forget about abilities, just because my mindset is so intact with all the older games that I forget about a lot of the new things that have occurred. I still don't get lucky with a lot of things, but that's okay. Speak of level with 1 HP, that's amazing. Alright. Still got a good amount of battles coming up. I should still have a revive somewhere. It's my last one. I do gotta be careful though. I do gotta stock up when I head back to Celadon and get more items, but that's not a big deal for me. I will heal Pika just in case, because I know I will probably end up being using it. Alright, yeah, we get it. Oh no, it's Ghastly. Okay, level 24. Okay. I hate when they use Confuse right out of the back. Okay, they use Curse. I should be able to outspeed it, but Curse is also annoying. Pursuit. Alright, there we go. That should be the level up we need. That should do it. That should be enough. It's happening. It'll happen. We defeated Jennifer, and with this, we will now go ahead and see 3 Beaks is evolving. We did catch him pretty early in our journey. He was just a Weedo duo, but after so much training in the past few episodes, like honestly, you really just used him almost the entire time. He is now going to become the Grandodrio, a great, excellent flying normal type. I'm gonna love having that on my team. That is immense to have. He's just gonna be a speedy physical attacker that nothing's gonna brush past him. Okay, I don't know why they all sound like that. I mean, I get they're supposed to sound all like, what is it? I don't even know the word. Not fake, but like, I don't even want to say mythical either, but like, I guess extra. I don't even know the word, honestly. I'm just spitting out random words at this point, but I don't know why they gotta sound so... Okay, it doesn't really matter though. That's not the whole point of what we're doing right now. We're gonna go ahead and commence forward, because this is gonna be the penultimate room. Upstairs is gonna be the final floor. I think it's 7 or 6 or 7 floors in this tower. So if we had came here before we had gotten the slip scope, some of what we're about to see is gonna be somewhat identical if we had it versus if we didn't. Be gone, intruders. So this is what we would have seen originally, a ghost. Yeah, I know, just a ghost. But with the slip scope, we identified that it is Marowak. Alright, so this Marowak, this is going to be a somewhat interesting story behind it. So this Marowak is actually the dead mother of the Cubone that is still out there. It's just sad because it doesn't have its mother Marowak. It does more justice in the Pokemon Generations shorts than the anime ever mentions. Go watch that so you can get a better idea. This is just me shortening out the explanation for it. It is a very sad and, depending on who you are, could be a very sensitive story. But it does give you a good connection of like mother to Pokemon in the Pokemon world, and they did it really well there. That's just it. You can't capture it since it is technically not alive, so just keep that in mind. But it is XP. Go ahead and take advantage of it. We are killing a dead Pokemon technically, so that also is kind of upsetting to hear. But that doesn't really matter, because okay, forget I said it like that, yeah, but just keep that in mind. But now that our Jolt has finally learned Bite, I just want to have that move as extra coverage. I should be going ahead and starting soon to go ahead and take it as Jolteon. The ghost was the restless spirit of Cubone's mother. There you go. And the mother's spirit was calmed. It departed into the afterlife. Rest in peace. Alright. Okay, so now that we are in the final four, this is where things are about to get a bit more interesting. We see a lot of rocket grunts, and to be honest, this is just going to be a lot of the next 4 trainers. I think 4 or 5 trainers are just going to be a bunch of Team Rocket grunts. So yeah, we have a lot to deal with. This is probably where I should have had Jolt, but it's okay. We got 3 beaks now, the final form. This is like, I just love Dodrio. Comparing them to all the other final bird Pokemon you can get, so I really just taking into account 2 others being Hero and Pidgeot. I'm including just the final evolutions. They all 3 of them have their advantage and disadvantage over the other. I would say the weakest probably would have to be Pidgeot. I know I'm saying it's so weird. Just because its attack stat compared to the other 2 isn't as high. I think what it does benefit over is having a slightly better defense stat, but we all pretty much know that flying types are pretty much weak to the majority of physical moves. So even then, it's still not going to be a great wall. And in all honesty, in terms of speed, Dodrio is going to be the fastest, then following Fearow and then Pidgeot. So it doesn't surprise me too much that, of course, the earliest that you can encounter tends to be the somewhat weakest. You can encounter Spearow and Pidgey pretty early, so it's pretty obvious that you can get either one of them two. Getting Dodrio, you get it pretty late in the game. Well, somewhat late. Somewhat late in the game. We did get it up until like halfway through, so I guess if you want to call that relatively late or not, that's all up to you. Having a flying type at this point helps now. I will say it's not the greatest typing still, even towards this point onward, so I'm not going to say that Dodrio is just going to be ramming through everything as like our most helpful poke, but it is going to be helpful in terms of grass types, the few that we will encounter throughout the journey still, just because as you already noticed, we had types that were never going to be good against it, so it's still beneficial to have. You're not saving anyone, kid. Okay. Oh, but he has 4. And he has Zubats. Okay, maybe I should have just had Jolt, because honestly, I'm really just letting 3 beaks handle everything. I'm trying not to, okay, you know, I'm gonna give Pika his last moment since I think I am gonna have to end up switching over to it. Alright guys, let's take a moment of silence for Pika. I mean, come on. The first Pokemon not that we obtained, that we caught. And Pika has just been there since day 1 with us. You know, he's done so many great battles for us. Did really well against Misty. Of course, didn't make an appearance pretty much after that in terms of the other gym battles, even though it was only 1 after. But in terms of course, grinding out XP, immense poke, and I'm super grateful for Pika for everything she's done. But her time to shine will end soon, because this will be her last poke to knock out. Thank you, Pika. It's super close to a level up too. I'm just gonna end up putting it in the PC box with a level up, without barely close to a level up. You're not getting away with this. Whatever. But now we see this gentleman. It's Mr. Fuji. You've come to save me. Thank you. But I came here of my own free will. I came to calm the spirit of Cubone's mother. I think Marowak's spirit has finally left us. I must thank you for your kind concern. Follow me to my home, Pokemon House, at the front of this tower. Alright, so we go ahead and follow him. And previously when we did answer when we first got here, he was not here to be found. But now that he's up there and we quote-unquote rescued him, if you want to say that, speaking with him, your Pokédex quest is one that requires strong dedication. Without deep love for Pokemon, your quest may fail. I'm not sure if this will help you, but I'd like you to have it. And we retrieved the Poke Flute from Mr. Fuji. So upon hearing the Poke Flute, sleepy Pokemon will spring awake. Try using it on Pokemon that are sleeping obstacles. This is a hint to something that we haven't really seen too much, well, yet. Okay, so now that we are done with the Pokemon Tower, I am going to go ahead and cut away over to, oh, that's now the Repel Head wears off. I am going to go ahead and cut off to one destination. We are going to be heading to Vermilion City. It's, of course, not the longest journey now that we have Saffron City open for us, but I'm still going to go ahead and cut away there because there are going to be 2 major things I'm going to be doing before we end off today. In front of Celadon Gym. So I'm going to go ahead and cut over there, and I'll see you guys in just a moment. Alright guys, now that I have back at Vermilion City, I'm gonna go ahead and do the one last thing with Pika. Unfortunately, as I already mentioned today, his time is ending here. He will be going ahead and staying in our party box forever. Because now that with Jolt meeting the I can't even focus right now. Just an upsetting time. With Jolt meeting the requirements, we need to go ahead. It is time. With Pika now in the box. And now grab out the Thunderstone that we bought a couple episodes back. We go ahead and use it on Joel. Just imagine if I used it on Pika. I would have been like, oh dang, wrong one. But now it is time, guys. It's time to say our prayers. It was somewhat annoying training Eevee at this point, I'm not gonna lie, I'll just be a little bit honest, but it was all worth it because now we have the Thunder type that or Electric type that I definitely wanted to add to our team, and that is Jolteon. Out of all three evolutions, this is the one I prefer pretty much the most, and it's here. We have Jolteon on our team. And it's trying to learn Double Kick. What a great time to also let it learn that move. I will be honest, may not take advantage of it too much, but still a great somewhat coverage move to have. It isn't a physical attacker, so I'll go ahead and say that's not going to be the most useful, but that doesn't mean it won't help us out in our journey at all. And with that, now I am going to go ahead and teach it, where is it? Shockwave, because it's not going to have any other Thunder move to use for a while, so I might as well. Why do I keep saying Thunder? I always mean to say Electric type move, but I guess I'm just so used to saying Thunder. I don't know why. Alright, whatever. Enough of me just not knowing what to say. That's just how I am. Now we have Eevee into Jolt, and Jolt now has a proper move set, at least for now. Again, definitely needs more level ups to get a better ideal move set for us, but that's okay. And I actually did check out that Docile actually doesn't increase or decrease Eevee stats. It's one of the 5 that won't do anything, so just gonna have to rely on this. But hey, good special, admittedly bad physical defense, but of course speed and special attack are what we like. That is definitely what I want. And our team is pretty much well equipped. There's still 2 more spots to fill, and I already did mention a while that Dig Dig will be replaced, but that still won't be for a while, so I'll touch up more on that later. Out of the reason I did pick Jolteon while I go ahead is, I'll go ahead and explain in a second. One of the things I do want to cover is one of the last major things in today's episode is to go ahead and start making our way over towards, if I pull up the map, we are still going to be heading over towards Celadon as the final point. That's definitely for sure. One thing I do want to go ahead and kind of start taking a glimpse out of is starting to go ahead over to Route 12. Route 12 has something that we definitely will be needing in order to obtain our next partner. So in order for me to do that, we are going to be going ahead and doing something now that we finally got the Poke Flute. The reason you did need to complete Pokemon Tower is of course to complete the game further, but also get the Poke Flute, which serves one purpose for 2 times. And it's going to be this giant block right here. It is Snorlax. I believe I came here back when we first visited Vermilion City, and I mentioned that we couldn't get any further than this. But if I didn't, now's the reason why. Snorlax is obviously going to be blocking your path, but now with the Poke Flute, of course, which is meant to, of course, awaken any roadblock, as Mr. Fuji explained, we cannot actually use it to have an access path now. Would you want to use it? So this is, of course, the 1 out of 2 Snorlaxes throughout Kanto. They don't respawn back, so of course you have 2 opportunities to capture it. I'll take that second opportunity to do that next time, but for now, I just want to get rid of it. I know that sounded pretty vulgar, but yes, I do want to clear its path for now. And Snorlax woke up and it attacked in a grumpy rage. Yes, we woke it up from its nap. Not something you ever want to do. And it's a level 30 Snorlax. So Snorlax, of course, if everyone is familiar, is infamous for being one of the greatest physical walls in the game. Its physical attack stat, is very, very high. Has pretty decent special defense, so it can handle a lot of special moves. But of course, its main drawbacks are that it can't do any special attacks, which is a given, and it is also relatively fragile in terms of physical defense. But of course, the main gimmick of Snorlax is that it's one of the slowest Pokemon in the game. I'm probably gonna fall asleep after, yeah. I don't think I have a Pokeball. Do I? Don't work that. And that's fine. I'm just gonna go ahead and. Oh, I went to. Yeah, I should have probably known that it had rest. It's pretty obvious that a Pokemon likes it. Has a Testo Berry too. What is this game? I completely forgot it had that. Am I just gonna have to speed through this? Let me see what happens if I try. Okay, yeah, you know what? Can I at least run away from it? Okay, I ran away from it. That's no big deal. Alright, no XP. I am a little sad, but no XP. So Snorlax, calm down and get a huge on and return back to the mountains somehow. Okay, so now that we went ahead and cleared that path, this house has the one item we need to go ahead and capture our next teammate. I'm gonna be avoiding all the trainers here for now, just because I want to hold off on that after we do Gym 4. So, speaking with this gentleman right here, is one of the fishing gurus. This is one of 3 in the entire Kanto region. And we did skip 2 of them. I will go ahead and say that. Some of them I did on purpose, but I did forget about this a little bit earlier in our adventure. But speaking with the final one, gives you the final rod that he would give you as a gift. So I'm the fishing guru's younger brother. I simply love fishing. I can't bear to go without. Tell me, do you like to fish? Well, sure. Grand, I like your style. I think we could be friends. Take this fish, young... So we received the super rod. So this is one of the key items, and of course, as I said, one of the 3 rods that is given to you by the fishing guru. The youngest has the best one, and the oldest one has the worst one. So fishing is a way of life. It is like the finest poetry. From the seas to the rivers, go out and land a big one, my friend. Now, I have a request. If you catch a big Magikarp with that rod, I want to see it. As much as I love that fish, as much as I love to fish, I also love seeing gigantic Magikarp. Alright, so basically if you give him a gigantic Magikarp, it's just basically setting yourself a personal record. You don't get, I don't think you get anything special, just if you want to beat your own personal best. I don't really care for that because I don't want to catch Magikarp. But yeah, I believe the first one is going to be at Mount Moon, if I'm not mistaken. Then the second one, I don't recall where he is located. Either Cerulean or... I don't remember. Honestly, that wasn't a big deal for me. That's why I didn't bother to know which ones. But the Super Rod is the one that we're going to be needing because there's only certain locations that this Pokemon can be caught. And unfortunately, somewhat, there's only 2 that we're able to access as of right now. One is in Pallet Town, but I don't want to go all the way back to Pallet Town because that would just be an unnecessary travel. Because we are already at one of the locations, which is Vermilion City, and that is going to be towards the port. I will try to catch the first one I can, but after realizing that Snorlax battle, I don't have that many Pokeballs. I'm going to be cutting for one last time today, so I can go ahead and stock up at the Celadon Mart, so I can go ahead and catch Staryu successfully. So I'll see you guys in just a moment. Okay. Alright guys, now that I am back, I actually ended up going to the Saffron Mart since I completely forgot that I actually already opened the area, so it was pretty easy just to go there instead. So it was a shortcut. But now that we are here, we can go ahead and start fishing at the port. I'm gonna have my rod selected for now. You just wait. Oh, Pokemon's on the hook. Once you see that, you go ahead and reel it in, and we should be seeing Krabby. Yay! Krabby's a somewhat great Pokemon, but that's not who we want on our team, so I'm gonna go ahead and ignore it for now. But yeah, if you have the Super Rod, you can get Krabby. There are a lot of water Pokemon that you can only get through fishing, and there's certain ones that are restricted through like the Super Great and just the old rod, so just keep in mind locations and certain Pokemon that you want. But for now, like I said, for my purposes, I can really only be in select areas with this rod only. Oh, on the hook, and this one should give us... There we go! It is Staryu. It is level 16 admittedly, so it is a pretty bad level, but not a big deal, not a big deal. Let me go ahead and just put it to sleep. I think that'll be easier. I honestly don't have a Pokemon that should be super resistant to it, so I guess that was my fault, but we'll ignore that. I'm gonna have to train this Staryu a lot though if it's level 16. In fact, I'm gonna just go ahead and bring Dig Dig. I'll just do cut on it, and if I end up knocking it out, well then, too bad. I already knocked it. I knocked it out. Alright, just stay awake for one turn. Okay, that's fine. I'll go ahead and catch it, because the Gray Ball should be enough. Hopefully it's at least a decent nature, then I'll be okay with it. And also it does have 2 abilities, Illuminate, and then the other one I can't remember. I think it's Camouflage, or I think that's I don't remember. I just know I don't want the Illuminate ability because that's useless against Staryu. But now that we did capture it, we're gonna go ahead and of course nickname our new ally, an enigmatic Pokemon. I can't even say that word. Okay. That can effortlessly regenerate any appendage it loses in battle. And we never really see that anyway, so that is still cool because it is a starfish after all. So yes, And of course I am going to be naming Staryu relatively cleverly. It does resemble, what is it, a shuriken? Kind of like those Japanese weapons that you see in like some fighting animes, old style animes. I think Naruto is like the most common one that I would come up that I can think of right now that its name is going to be based off of. So that is our next new teammate to the team. Welcome, Shuriken. Very great. Now that I finally have a water type, it took nearly half the adventure, but now that I finally have a water type, this should go in our favor excellently. So I will have to wait and hold off on how I want Starmie. Of course, Starmie evolves in through a Water Stone, so we can technically evolve it right now. But the thing with Starmie is that it doesn't really learn any moves through level up other than Confuse Ray. So really, you can only get all the moves through the Starmie phase. I mean Staryu phase. I just said Staryu phase. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do that in the meantime. I am gonna be doing some off-screen training just because I don't want to dedicate like half or whole of an episode just to train Staryu. It's just gonna be a waste. And honestly, you guys don't need to see that because it's really gonna take a long time. Especially since if I go ahead and just show you guys real quick. Level 16 compared to level 36 is a big jump. So and it has Illuminate. Okay. But regardless, we're gonna ignore that for now because I will go ahead and cut off today's episode right here. Because now that we're at Celadon City, we will be going ahead and heading over to the gym next time. So guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. Hope you enjoyed. So just to recap, we went ahead and cleared off Pokemon Tower. We saved Mr. Fuji. He gave us the Poke Flute that gave us access to going ahead and exploring pretty much the southern region of Kanto, which we will go ahead and be doing later. Because of course, in the next episode, we will be going on and tackling Erika for badge number 4. All our preparations should do us great for our battle there. So guys, this has been your boy Ron. Until next time, I'll see you guys back here so you can go ahead and start taking on against Erika and grab badge 4. I will see you guys then. Take care.